Today we're going to be working with strengthening our governing meridian. Our governing meridian is an electrical line which runs up from the base of the spine, all the way up the spine, over the midline of the skull and down to just above the top lip. So this energy circuit assists our spinal alignment, it assists our lower back to be strong, it assists our brain. So if you find that you're having headaches, lower back pain, even struggling to put your arms behind you at some point, these exercises are going to help you. So let's start with loosening up the spine. If you can take hold of your thumbs behind you and pointing your pointing fingers downwards, I want you to feel as if you are pushing your shoulder blades together as much as you can that is comfortable. Don't overstretch, and looking up as you point your pointing fingers down, pull your shoulder blades together and breathe deeply. And then relax and bring your arms now in front of you, and then give yourself a big hug. If you can, reach around and take hold of your shoulder blades. Do that, and then give a little bit of a curved spine bend, and then we're going to open up and go back to holding our thumbs, and we're going to put our thumbs in the opposite position. So the thumb that was on top previously now goes on the bottom, and we repeat this exercise. Pointing fingers pointing down, shoulder blades together, looking up, chest open, breathing deeply. One more deep breath in. And then on the exhalation again, bring your arms out and around, and this time the other hand is going to go on top. Taking hold of your shoulder blades. You can hear I'm cracking nicely there, giving myself a manipulation, bending, and just giving the back a nice stretch, and then rolling the shoulders back. So our teres major muscles, which are at the bottom of the shoulder blade, they are connected with our governing meridian and affect everything that we've spoken about along the spine. It will impact headaches, sacrum issues, as well as arm movement, mobility. So let's just do a little bit of swaying with the arm backwards and forwards around the body, as much as is comfortable for you. Now, when I say that, I'm meaning use a gauge of 4 out of 10. So you want to be able to do this movement easily, comfortably, without overstretching. If you can't go all the way back, you go as far as you can, with, of course, your gauge of 10 being extreme stretch, that you cannot stretch anymore. And let's swap over to the other arm. And of course, often the one side of our body feels far more flexible than the other side. So the 4 out of 10 might be very different from one side to the other, and that's okay. You don't have to meet the same extension with each arm. And remember to breathe. And then bringing yourself to center. Okay, taking your arms out to the side now. And I want you to imagine that you've got a wall on either side of your hands, and you're going to be pushing against the wall. So we're stretching out our teres major muscles, and then we're relaxing. So breathe in and push against the wall. And exhale. And breathe in. And exhale. And breathe in once more. And now hold there. And again, use your gauge of 4 out of 10. If you feel that you're needing to pause, and give yourself a break, then do that and come back when you're ready to put your hands into this position. Again, the one side might be more adjustable than the other. So my left hand, as you might be able to see, I can definitely make more parallel to the wall far easier than my right. Breathing deeply while you're feeling yourself connected to the floor, left and right foot equally balanced. Just take a moment to feel yourself centered and then turning the palms inwards now and slowly lowering the arms. Just take a moment to be aware of what's happening in the body, what's happening particularly along the spinal column, moving up the back, into the neck, around the head, down the face. Just take a moment to observe those areas. When we acknowledge what's going on in the body and we receive those messages, the body will continue to provide us with messages and more so. So having a good relationship with your body is key to managing a healthy, strong physique and immune system as well. Okay, so I'm going to show you now how to run the governing meridian. Sometimes when we are in stress, our meridians, our energy currents in our body can flow in the opposite direction for which they're meant to. And this can create some chaos, as you can imagine. So I'd like you to take 2 fingers, place it at the bottom of your spine, and you're going to run it up as far as you can. And then take your hand over, or you can take the other hand, whichever is easiest for you. And you continue running up the spine, up the midline of the neck, over the midline of the head, and just to above the top lip. And now place your tongue on your top palate behind your top teeth. Keep your tongue there. We're going to run that line again with the other hand, all the way up and over the midline to just above the top lip. Let's do that once more with each hand. 2 fingers starting at the base of the spine, running all the way up and over. And again with the other hand, 2 fingers base of the spine, all the way up and over. Tongue on the top palate the whole time behind the top teeth. That's where that meridian actually ends. So you might wonder, well, you know, you can't reach your hand to join the exact point where it ended when you went up the spine and then your hand came down over, but they didn't meet exactly. What's going to happen there? Well, you know, the body is very, very intelligent. And when your hand starts running with the 2 fingers up that meridian, it's like a magnet. And if you imagine 2 magnets together, they get to a point where they're just going to click and they're going to attract. And that is what's happening with that meridian. Even if there's a gap in space where your 2 hands or the one hand ends and the next point starts, the body joins that up. Okay, so just to take a moment and think about the emotions of feeling unsupported, feeling that there's dishonesty, perhaps somewhere in your life or in the world around you, or distrust. If you're experiencing any of those at the moment, that comes from the governing meridian as well. And we release this on the neuro-emotional point by taking 2 fingers, placing it at the base of the skull as it curves in, and you rub in circular motions for approximately 30 seconds. Just breathing deeply, acknowledging those emotions, where they're showing up for you in your life for whatever reason. It might be yours, it might be something that you're observing. Take a deep breath in, and then we're going to, on the exhalation, relax the hand down. And of course, remember there's also the opposite, the yin and yang of those emotions. So along with the distrust, there is trust. So while the governing meridian enables us to see and be aware of distrust in our life, it also empowers us to bring trust in. It empowers us to bring honesty and support into our world in all areas and aspects. So I'd like to close now with a brain hemisphere support for the governing meridian itself, which is going to affect not only the head, but the spinal column and the nervous system. So if you can just place your hands on the side of your temples very lightly, almost so that you can fit a feather in between. And while you're in this position, you can be standing or sitting or even lying down, just as long as you've got a straight spine. I want you just to close your eyes, relax your facial muscles, extend the breath. Relax the shoulders. Relax all the muscles down the back. Relax the internal organs. Relaxing your legs, your knees, your ankles, your feet. And while you are relaxed, yet aware, feeling grounded, focus on the part of your body that is connected to the floor, the ground, or a chair, whatever you are sitting on or standing on. And at the same time being aware of your spine elongating up, your neck elongating up, and your crown feeling as though that is being elongated up as well. And just remain relaxed for the next few moments, breathing deeply. One more deep breath in, and on the exhalation you can slowly just drag your fingers down the side of your face, opening up your eyes very gently, looking around, bringing yourself back into present time, into the visual here and now. And thank you so much for sharing in the strengthening of the governing meridian. I wish you a day and week ahead of being supported, filled with honesty and trust.